Owning a business isn't just about making money, it's about creating something meaningful. A place where people feel valued, a place where customers walk in and leave with more than just a service, they leave with an experience. Success isn't just about building something great, it's about making sure it stays great, even when you're not watching. Maya Caldwell had spent years turning her small beauty salon into a powerhouse brand. She hired the best stylists, created a welcoming space, and built a reputation for excellence. She wasn't just another business owner, she was a self-made success story. She had built her beauty brand from scratch, turning a small salon into a thriving empire. It wasn't just about hair and beauty for her. This salon was her dream, her passion, her baby. But recently, something had been bothering her. She had been hearing troubling stories, whispers from customers who felt ignored, mistreated, or even unwelcome in her own salon. At first, she brushed it off. Maybe it was a misunderstanding, maybe it was just a one-time incident. But the complaints kept coming. Maya knew she couldn't ignore it any longer. She had to find out the truth, and she had to see it with her own eyes. But instead of sending out a company-wide email or hiring a mystery shopper, she chose a different approach, one that would reveal everything. She would go undercover. No designer bags. No expensive jewelry. No polished, high-profile CEO look. Just a simple pair of jeans, a hoodie, and sneakers. She wanted to blend in, to be treated like any other customer walking through those doors. When she finally stepped inside, there were no warm greetings, no special attention, no recognition. Just silence. And that's when the real test began. The moment Maya walked in, something felt off. The salon was bright and stylish, just like she had designed it to be. The scent of expensive shampoos filled the air, the sound of hairdryers hummed in the background, and the chairs were full of customers getting pampered. But the atmosphere? It was cold. At the front desk, the receptionist was glued to her phone, tapping away like the world beyond the screen didn't exist. She didn't glance up. Didn't acknowledge Maya. Nothing. Maya stood there for a moment, waiting. And waiting. Still. Nothing. She cleared her throat, then tried again. Excuse me?" she said, offering a polite smile. The receptionist let out a dramatic sigh, like Maya had just asked her to run a marathon instead of simply doing her job. Because, let's be honest, no one expects to solve a math equation just to get their hair done. Finally, the receptionist looked up, her expression blank, annoyed even. She barely made eye contact, and her face seemed to say, "What do you want?" Maya, still keeping her cool, asked about getting a wash and style. The receptionist's eyes flickered over Maya's outfit, her plain hoodie, her simple sneakers, and almost immediately, she rolled her eyes. "We're booked," she said flatly. No checking the system. No flipping through the appointment book. No. "Would you like to schedule for another day?" Just a cold, dismissive answer. Maya stood there for a moment, processing. She wasn't angry, not yet. But she was paying close attention, and what she saw next would confirm her worst fears. Maya sat back in her chair, quietly observing the unfolding scene around her. As more customers walked into the salon, mostly whites, it was like a switch flipped. These women weren't just walking in, they were stepping into a world of wealth and status. With their designer bags, sparkling polished nails, and expensive heels, they clearly belonged to a different crowd. And just like that, the receptionist, who had been so dismissive towards Maya, suddenly transformed. Her stiff posture melted into a warm, professional smile. She greeted each customer as if they were royalty, practically bending over backward to accommodate them. The attitude shift was stark, almost like the receptionist had flipped a switch, turning into the picture-perfect example of customer service. Maya couldn't help but notice the pattern forming. This wasn't about good service, it was about who you were on the outside. If you didn't look like you had money, you were invisible. It wasn't just about feeling out of place. It was the cold, hard truth that the salon had an unspoken rule. Appearances mattered more than anything. But isn't that ironic? A place meant to enhance beauty, to make people feel good about themselves, was instead judging them based on how much money they appeared to have or their skin color. Beauty was supposed to be inclusive, something that everyone could enjoy, regardless of status and race. Yet, here she was, watching the salon's rules play out in real time. It was everything Maya's brand stood against. The whole experience made her reflect on what she was trying to build. Her vision had always been one where everyone was welcomed, regardless of their background or appearance. But now Maya realized this salon was showing her exactly what her brand wasn't supposed to be. A space that valued wealth over character, looks over substance. And Maya wasn't done yet. She had more to uncover. Determined to get to the bottom of things, Maya stood up and walked towards one of the stylists. She took a deep breath, trying to remain calm despite the tension building inside her. With a friendly tone, she asked, "Hey, do you have time for a wash and style today?" The stylist barely looked up. Without a hint of warmth in her voice, she responded, "You need to book online." Maya raised an eyebrow, a little surprised. She had just witnessed someone else walk in without an appointment and get served right away. So she gently pressed, "But I just saw you take a walk-in." The stylist didn't even try to hide her indifference. She shrugged and said, "She's a regular." That was it. The ugly truth was finally revealed. It wasn't about rules or schedules. It was about favoritism. If you weren't a regular, you didn't matter, no matter how much you needed or how much you were willing to pay. Maya's heart sank. All the signs had pointed to this moment. She had seen enough to know that the very place she had built with so much passion and effort had strayed far from the values it was supposed to represent. In that moment, Maya knew it was time to remind everyone exactly who they were working for. Maya took a deep breath, steadying herself before walking confidently to the center of the salon. She paused for a moment, taking in the surroundings, then called out, "Ladies." Her voice was firm, carrying through the entire room. Every stylist and the receptionist immediately turned to face her. With all eyes on her, Maya reached up, grabbed the hood of her sweatshirt, and pulled it off. Underneath, she wore a sleek, tailored blouse, a clear statement of authority. The kind of blouse a CEO wears when she's ready to handle business. With a calm yet commanding tone, she said, "I'm Maya Caldwell, the founder and CEO of this salon." The room fell into a stunned silence. The receptionist's face went pale, her smile vanishing as she realized the gravity of the situation. The stylist who had brushed Maya off earlier took a shaky step back, her confidence completely evaporating. Even the customers, who had been chatting among themselves, fell quiet, their eyes wide with surprise. And honestly, can you blame them? Because nothing screams plot twist like realizing the person you just ignored is the one who signs your paycheck. Maya let the silence stretch for a few seconds, letting the weight of the moment sink in before speaking again. "I came in today to see how customers are treated when no one is watching," she began, her voice steady. "And what I saw? It's unacceptable." Turning her attention to the receptionist, she continued, "You didn't greet me, you didn't check the schedule. You judged me based on how I looked." She then shifted her gaze to the stylist. "You refused to serve me, but made an exception for someone else." Maya could see the guilt written all over their faces. The tension was thick in the air, and it was clear they were caught in their own actions. But for Maya, this wasn't about revenge or embarrassing anyone. It was about something much more important: change. Maya didn't make any rash decisions. She didn't fire anyone right then and there, even though she could have. Instead, she decided to give her staff a choice. Standing tall, she said, "This salon was built on inclusivity, respect, and service. If you can't uphold those values, you're welcome to leave." The room was tense, and in an instant, the staff began to scramble. They apologized, each one promising they would do better, trying to explain themselves. But Maya wasn't swayed by their words alone. She had seen what happened when no one was watching, and that wasn't something that could be overlooked. She needed real change, not just empty promises. So Maya put her plan into action. She implemented new policies, mandatory customer service training to ensure everyone understood how to treat every customer with respect, no matter their appearance or race. She also introduced mystery shopper evaluations to keep things accountable, making sure they were living up to the standards they promised. And perhaps most importantly, she enforced a strict no-judgment rule, making it clear that everyone, no matter who they were, should be treated equally. The news of these changes spread quickly. Customers heard about the new policies and returned, eager to see the difference for themselves. And they weren't disappointed. The salon became a much more welcoming place where everyone felt valued, not judged. The atmosphere shifted, and it felt like the salon Maya had originally dreamed of was finally becoming a reality. As for Maya, she realized something important. Taking off her CEO hat for a day and seeing her business through the eyes of a regular customer had been one of the best decisions she'd ever made. It wasn't just a lesson for her staff, it was a lesson for her too, reminding her why she started this business in the first place. This story isn't just about a salon. It's about something much bigger, the way we treat people when we think they don't matter. It's easy to judge someone based on how they look or what they wear. But Maya's experience reminds us that we should never overlook the power of respect and kindness. Have you ever been treated differently because of how you looked? What would you do if you were in Maya's shoes? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear what you think. And remember, real success isn't about what's on the outside. It's about the values you stand for, the way you treat others, and the impact you leave on the world around you. Until next time, stay inspired. Remember to like, share, and subscribe.